It doesn't take much to light his fuse. We're off and running. Super Saturday here on Fox League. And it's the Raiders. With Josh Papali'i first to hit it up. Canberra, just their fourth trip or fourth home game here at Canberra Stadium. Wins over the Dragons and Cronulla as well. Of course, they did go down heavily to Penrith, but that was the turning point. They haven't lost since. It was a Saturday night against the Broncos where it all seemed to turn around. Parramatta up in the faces of these Raiders early. Zach Wolford, Papali'i again, not many metres. Parramatta, a bit of intensity with this first set in defence. Tarpana has another go. Davey there along with Bowlaw. Hopgood was also chiming in. The steady hand of Jamal Fogarty. Plenty of distance on this. Micah Sevo.
Yeah, hat-trick last week for Micah Sevo. 13 tries already for Parramatta this year. He's been in great form finishing. I'd like to see, I think Micah can be more damaging out of the backfield as we see the Raiders get a little heavy-handed and start dragging Bailey Simonson, the former Raider.
Indeed, he played in the grand final in 2019. That's a sprightly run from Dunster, followed up by Gutherson.
There's some easy metres, isn't there, through the middle of the Raiders in the opening set.
Here's Brown. Despite Parramatta's middling form, Brown has been highly impressive. He's happy to dish off to Lane.
Wide square markers, go, don't interfere.
And it's Brown kicking down the short side. And not an easy one, but Rapana, good start to his night as we say hello to Jake Duke on the sideline.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, everyone at home. Nice and chilly down here in the nation's capital. 10 degrees at the moment and dropping. So as you can imagine, it is a little dewy on the field. But the good news is no wind or rain around in the nation's capital. The Eels, they have handled the conditions here well recently. They've won their past 2 games at GIO Stadium, trying to continue that tonight up against a red-hot Raiders team.
Thank you, Jake. And now that's a penalty. That's smart work from the veteran Rapana.
Yeah, no option there for the referee. Davey just lying in the ruck, gets a hand on the ball. And it's, again, another strong carry from Jordan Rapana. He does it every single week for them, just gets them on the front foot in the backfield. And momentum at the play of the ball, and that's a relieving penalty as Fogarty drives the ball long and deep inside Parramatta's half. First attacking opportunity for the Raiders.
So you know the story by now. 4 in a row for the Raiders, all close. Margins of 6, 6, 1 and 4. Mastered the art of the close victory. Horsburgh's been instrumental as Tarpana, early ball for his front row partner, Papali'i.
They've got out to great leads, haven't they, the last 2 weeks?
Almost saw both run down, but they found a way. There's Fogarty for Whiteman. Whiteman for Chris. Chris has a crack. Taken down low by Arthur. Tidy tackle, but 10 metres away the Raiders. Now Hudson Young, he can score. He won't score here, and then he gets a little ambitious. But hang on.
I got an offload backwards.
Offload backwards.
That's a tremendous and fortunate result for the Raiders, with Young getting a little risky.
Yeah. It was ambitious down the short side from Young, and it's a good shot underneath from Davey. That was enough to hold his momentum. Pensini strong over the top, and Young just waving that ball around, and you're right, Dan, a little bit of luck for Hudson Young and the Raiders as Ricky, he gives that chewing gum plenty of curry, giving it a real workover.
10 seconds, just go down.
Young has been in tremendous form. There's a lot of talk about Horsburgh and Queensland, but Young possibly a contender for New South Wales. Great charge for the Raiders. Wolford sending it on. Fogarty dummies. And just held onto by Lane and Brown. Zach Wolford goes short again, and they're all over Elliott Whitehead. That's wonderful work from Simonson. Hackett comes for Big Red. And just happy to take the tackle here. Been in the starting side the last month. That's a play the ball which results in a penalty. Look at the big smile on Big Red's face. Now there's an option here for the Raiders to go for 2, and that seems to be the way they'll play this.
2 points.
Yeah, fought hard in the play the ball there. Another former Raider, Junior Barlow and Hodgson. just holding on a little long. Just never gives up the fight in the contest, does he, to play the footy, Horsburgh? Everything's a battle, everything's a contest, and it's been a good start from Canberra. Croker will throw this one over. And Coach Ricky Stewart will be watching on. He'll be really pleased with the energy in which his sides come out with.
Many things have been part of this resurgence. Jared Croker's re-emergence, not coincidental. They wanted him back, the players. They demanded, they wanted their veteran back in the side.
Well, they haven't lost a game since he's been back, and the experience, you just can't put a price on that and what it does for some of the younger guys. And just talking to people at Canberra, just the effort that he went to get himself physically back to playing at this level, at a competitive level, as he throws it over.
So Canberra inch out to an early lead, 2 points to nil, as they get something from their first trip down to the northern end. Game 297.
Good crowd in, Dan. Old Boys Day. It's a big night for the Raiders, and we've spoken about the desperation of this Parramatta side. But it's been Canberra that started fast and on top physically early.
Well, they're not a difficult side to like, the way they play, Canberra. There's a bit of flair about them, but
it's very unpredictable. It's unorthodox.
Also, just the way they've found a way to guts it out as well. We talked about they had to overcome giving up a tremendous lead against the Dolphins, but they steadied. And then last week, Canterbury just wouldn't go away. But of course, it all started with that outstanding backs to the wall effort against the Broncos up in Brisbane. So Joey Tarpany with a hit up. His offloads have been a bit down this year, not as productive as last year.
Oh, nice.
Beautiful pass there from Whitehead and a sharp run from Rapana. Horsburgh, Whiten. Now Croker's got him backpedaling. And again,
easy meters.
It is, but it's a solid tackle there from Arthur, which needed to be made. Hopewadi. This is a wonderful set after points. Now for the finish. It's Fogarty who'll go end over end. Should be a contest. Oh, beautiful take by Micah Sevo.
Yeah, really good set after points there from the Raiders and some nice ball movement. Again, it's Horsburgh featuring, just ball playing and combining with Whiten down that left-hand side. Croker, well, 25 metres without being touched, and Parramatta's right edge under assault early as Gutherson goes to short side.
Here we go, a little exploration. Remember, they did make a stack of metres the first set of the game. They just haven't had much ball since. So work it up. Woodamoo Greg is a regular starter now with Campbell Gillard. Still a fair way away from coming back, maybe about 6 weeks away. The feel-good story for Parramatta this year, Jermaine Hopgood. As Arthur goes deep. And Hopewadi preferred over Xavier Savage, with good reason in terms of the way Albert's been playing. He was given a tremendous contribution this year, as has this man, the fullback Sebastian Crisp.
Yeah, it's a great story, Albert Hopewadi, a superstar coming through the teenage ranks, and just went through a wretched run of knee injuries and getting a couple of seasons now back-to-back footy together, and there was no doubt he was going to be a wonderful first grader, and Ricky Stewart showing great confidence in him to bring him back into the side tonight as Horsburgh gets an offload.
He started flat-footed, but he's made something out of this. That's Zach Wolford. And again, they make it beyond halfway. Good chase from Hodgson. He's put pressure on, and Fogarty sends it out on the full.
It's amazing what you find in the tank when you come up against your former club. Hodgson, alert, aggressive out of marker. Look at this. The old fella accelerating right into the hip of Jamal Fogarty. Gives him a shove in the back, and that's a poor turnover from the Canberra Raiders, and great work from Hodgson.
We had questions from the Raiders. Was he entitled to do that? Yes. Well, Fogarty still hadn't kicked the ball. Hodgson certainly entitled. That one almost got away from the Raiders. Is Davey down the middle. Parramatta now advancing it upfield. There's Gutherson to Brown. Lane. Remember, his season started late with a broken jaw. Fair bit of energy about this contest, Woodamoo Greg. He won't give big minutes, but he'll give big runs like that. And almost up to the 10 now. Arthur. Goes himself, Arthur. Almost. Oh, Papali'i down low and the ball's been jolted free.
Yeah, good signs from Arthur, though. Great kick in the last set of sixes. Father Brad watches on with Trent Barrett. Beautiful show and go here on Jack White and beats him. He commits to Davey, and there he is. Oh. The veteran, the desperation. Josh Papali'i from the inside. Beautiful tackle from the big man. But good signs from Arthur early in the absence of Moses.
15 seconds.
So Papali'i, the desperation.
Hurry up.
It's a world-class pack, isn't it? Oh. Like Papali'i, Tarpany, and now the form of Horsburgh.
Get in.
Boy up front.
Hold the weight.
They won't be overawed too many times this year. Young, Whitehead, he's been around forever.
Yeah.
Timokor, he's been playing very good for the Raiders of late. Outstanding game last week against the Bulldogs.
Square, Josh. Hold. Go two.
Geez, we're nicely set here, aren't we?
Yeah.
Papali'i.
Andrew off the body. Square, hold. Go three. Yardage.
There's Woolford onto Horsburgh, the early ball, Fogarty. Whitehead getting it on. Timokor, dangerous. Simonson did enough.
Go four.
It's Tarpany. Oh, it almost opens up, and he does poke through. Gets it on to Whitehead. Sivo with the crucial tackle. Concerning holes for the Eels. Whiten on the last goes to the air. Croker coming through with Hopewadi. Back it comes. But Penasini takes it and then cops one in the ribs.
Gee, Jake Duke, you know, just saying down at ground level, with the conditions here starting to drop into single figures, and you can see there just the dew on the ground, but from the commentary box, the ball movement has been outstanding, hasn't it? It really has. For a Saturday night in Canberra, the ball movement from the Raiders has been superb.
So here's Barlow. Oh, yeah, got him, Corey. It was not malicious, obviously, but just a touch high.
Thought they got away with one the previous set. It was Timokor on Sean Lane. This time, not a lot in it. Just great footwork there from Barlow, and a little tickle on the chin. Nothing more than that. But Parramatta now, they love restarts.
It's barely brushed the whiskers on his chin, but it's a penalty. It's an obvious one. Greg.
Oh, yeah.
Bumping Whitehead out of the way.
Oh, get off, Corey! Oh, wait. Six again.
And first set restart of the night. Brown. And pass well telegraphed by Horsburgh. Hopgood playing it. Greg again. Powering to the 10. Good start of the game for him, and now Parramatta a chance to level.
I know he falls into it, but hit him in the head.
Another high tackle.
He's been good, Woodamoo Greg. It's his fourth run, and in behind the ruck. Oh, gee, yeah, he was low to the ground. Not a lot in that from Sebastian Crisp, but he makes contact with the head. Penalty sufficient. But that's two high shots now from the Raiders where haven't been overly physical, but enough for penalties, and you would imagine the Parramatta side here will level the scores. Just take a breath, get themselves on the scoreboard, and just,
hey, fellas, if you push it here, you just got to be on line.
Just regroup. They've been good when they've been getting in behind the ruck, haven't they, Parramatta? When they've had the ball there, they're certainly making meters.
And Gutherson, his record, you see there, it's not one of the great records, 71%. His sideline kicking is pretty good. He often misses kicks. He won't miss this, but he often misses kicks he shouldn't. Say from mid-range. That's been his kryptonite at times. But this will tie us up, and it is 2 points all in the capital. 14 minutes gone. There's Brad Arthur and Trent Barrett there. Ricky Stewart in his familiar position. Tomorrow should be a highly entertaining afternoon. Newcastle versus Gold Coast. The Knights coming off their week off. Gold Coast, it's always fun the way they play.
Yeah.
And then Manly and Cronulla. Battle of the Beaches from Four Pines Park. Both games, of course, live here on Fox.
Josh.
All right, well, as good as Canberra have been, a little bit of ill discipline, and all of a sudden Parramatta, they get a little bit of confidence about themselves that they're not a long way behind.
So here's Arthur for Barlaw. Remember, he played at Canberra. Seems like so long ago now, 2016 to 2018. Andrew Davey, what a wild ride he's had. Canterbury and then straight into the Parramatta starting side a couple of weeks ago. Oh, there's a galloping Woodamoo Greg. He's come with intent today. As we look on to Davey. Hopgood on the Lane. They're really giving Lane some chances down that edge.
He almost got the arm free there for Dylan Brown.
Back it comes for Hopgood, the workhorse. Powerful run. There was Wolford and Horsburgh. Papali'i making a bird of it. Yet again, the attacking side makes it over halfway pretty comfortably. No problems here for Hopewadi. His task is to try and get out of the 10. Oh, he does a number on Davey, but then the second wave gets him.
Yeah, a couple of touches in that previous set from Jermaine Hopgood, and plenty of talk coming into the game. And you know, we were all over it too, Dan, about the form of Corey Horsburgh, the lock forward for the Raiders. Well, talk last year that Billy Slater, the Queensland coach, was even looking at Jermaine Hopgood while he was playing reserve grade. Well, he's been outstanding to start the year and started the game strongly tonight. Another smoky for the Queensland Origin side, playing well.
That's what they love up at north of the border. Mick Ennis picking Queensland sides. That's I love New South Wales people chiming in. Here's a 40-20 attempt, and it's not bad.
Oh, he's got it.
Is. It's there. It just kept going and going. Sivo stunned. And Jack Whiten, he gets a 40-20, the 8th of his career, first of 2023.
Yeah, it's like the 5th day in Mumbai. There was cracks everywhere and it just hit one and just spun. Big chance here for the Raiders, Dan.
So Tarpon into the 10. Wolford to Horsburgh. Horsburgh to Whiten. The dummy, you know he loves having a go at close range. Wolford back inside, Young. Oh, Young! Almost, but they just get him.
Who was that underneath?
That was Woodamoo Greg and also Jermaine Hopgood. Try saver, then an intercept. Sean Lane onside. Now to Brown. Where's the bump of Whitehead? Oh, it's all happening. And Parramatta come away with it. Well, that's a good save for the Eels. How many times have we seen Hudson Young close to the line get through?
Yeah, great work from Sean Lane, but boy, what a poor option there. Plenty of space out the back. Decided to play short, Wolford.
So there's Sivo shrugging off Tarpon there at the ruck. Gutherson, another incisive run. Had one early in the game, and there's his second. Brown holding it out in front of him.
Boy, he's strong, isn't he? Dylan Brown when he takes the line.
That was Papali'i. He bent back there along with Fogarty.
Nothing late on him.
So the high one here from Arthur. Plenty of height there. That'll give Penasini a shot at this, although Croker in exactly the right spot. So they go the length here, Parramatta.
Great run. Tough run. In behind the ruck. Arthur did well to make the tackle, but now there's momentum.
Oh, Hopgood. Hopgood does well. He was marked squarely. Hopewadi, oh, strong. How is he still going? Now he gets it on. Careful. And that is going to be called a penalty to Canberra. Not the first time tonight they've been a little loose, but got a tremendous result, the Raiders.
That's a number of tackle busts now for Hopewadi, who's been brought into the side. Ricky Stewart leaving Xavier Savage out and doing a mighty fine job, Albert Hopewadi, early.
A very different body type, isn't he, to Savage? Savage more of the whippet variety, but Hopewadi gives you that.
Yeah, powerful, really powerful.
He'll be back, 18th man coming into this. In fact, still 18th man, so you never know. Here's Young. And now Canberra surging as the game waits its first try. zipped by Hodson.
Oh, nice work.
Now Wolford, only the one marker, but the short pass, Papali'i. 3 tackles left there. As you can see on the 20, as Tarpan's going to follow up, and he looks at Greg, gets around him, almost gets around Parlour. Of course, he gets the offload, but Chris makes a mess of it. And this time, they don't have any luck on their side, and it's just the routine knock on.
And every time he starts to skip back across the ruck, Tarpany, that footwork's really troubled the Parramatta defensive line, but Sebastian Chris there just chiming in. Slippery conditions and just unable to hang on to the footy. You won't be happy with the last few sets, Ricky. They've started to turn the ball over a little cheaply.
He's pacing.
Yes.
A little pacing. No chance are in danger yet, but pensive. And that scares everyone here, but
150th then.
Someone forgot to turn the buzzer off. Yes, 150 for Ryan Madison.
Yep.
60 of those at the Roosters, 24 at the Tigers, 66 one here. Penalty to Parramatta.
You grip and then you slow.
Yeah, great achievement. Would have come a number of weeks ago if he hadn't have taken the fine, but he's out there now for game 150 and well deserved for Ryan Madison. You know, he'll be playing big minutes and a handful, and his offload might be just what Parramatta need here to break up the Raiders' defensive wall that's been good to start the game.
Might be the perfect time for him here with an attacking opportunity, and obviously nice and fresh. And Tarpany taking a liberty there, but getting away with it. Well played. Outside, inside for Hopgood. Tarpany again. But he's left on the ground here as Brown to Gutherson. Getting it on. That's a sharp run from Simonson. Parramatta now. With Gutherson into the backside of Whitehead. Maybe looking for 6 more tackles there. He gets it back. Comes to Brown. On to Madison. And that just becomes a little discombobulated. But still 2 tackles left for the Eels. Arthur, he tried to fool them with his eyes, and then the ball flies out of the hands of Davey.
Gee, that was a good shot there. Hold on, things getting a little heated here. Horsburgh and Madison.
I think he's thrown one. Madison straight into it. He's been on for 2 minutes.
Okay, I've got a penalty against Ryan Madison.
This got a little more heated than usual.
Case.
Yeah, Hopgood and Young also into it.
Coming in unnecessarily, but I will be speaking to Corey.
So this is
a bit of a flare up out of nothing there. It was a great shot from Whiten and Croker on Davey, and then
you me. So yeah, we're trying to assess here how this all started. It seemed a little physical, given it was going to be called a knock on, but wow, Mick, there seems to have been punches thrown here. We might be losing some players. Yeah, I mean, we had an open hand slap from the Warriors last week. Get a young player sent to the bin, so
someone's going to get sat down here. There's no doubt about it.
Corey's gone. The question is anyone going to join him? You would think.
Well, the referee took issue to what Ryan Madison did.
Was it Ryan Madison that Corey thought was responsible for his injury a few years ago? Maybe there's some bad blood there. You're right, that came from nowhere.
Clint.
So the bunker earning its money here.
Mate, the first penalties against Ryan Madison were coming in us unnecessarily, but we've got something over here as well. Mate,
Raiders would get the penalty, but
he started it.
But I think Horsburgh will go to the bin.
It does seem that way.
Penalty's going to you for what Ryan did first, right? You've thrown a punch, so you got the bin. Off you go.
So only Corey. Only Corey.
That's mandatory. You got the penalty.
All right, well, brace yourself, because in 10 minutes' time,
a
volcano's about to erupt in the nation's capital.
Mount Horsburgh is about to go off. There's going to be molten lava all over this Canberra stadium.
He's going straight to the steam room.
Look at it, they cheer, they love him here.
All right.
But they're down to 12 here for the next 10 minutes. So you've got to count that as a victory for Madison. Gives away the penalty, but they've got the one-man advantage.
He's had some nice touches too, Jacob Arthur, hasn't he?
Canberra have conceded 1 try in each of the 3 occasions they've had a sin bin player this year.
Okay.
So we'll see if that record holds up. Parramatta, they've only had 1 player against them sent to the bin, Ezra Mann, up in Darwin, and they scored a try there as well. Well, it's coming away here to Tarpanet.
They just need to maintain possession here. They just can't afford to come up with cheap turnovers.
You sense that little set to is not the last we're going to see tonight.
No.
Young away to Croker. Remember, there are men down.
He's been awesome. Papali'i.
That's his 8th run already.
Nothing late, Josh.
Hodgson again chasing, and then Fogarty takes him on. Oh, what a take! Gutherson, now he's away. Timoko in pursuit. What a sensational play from Clint Gutherson, snuffing out a potential try, and now getting Parramatta on the front foot. Lane, Simonson. Oh, Tarpanet comes across. Parramatta's first chance with the extra man. Arthur again takes them on.
Josh off the shoulders. Left side home.
Paolo, Wild. No, it wasn't picked up. It wasn't picked up cleanly. Hodgson asks Penasini, did he grab it? I think they're going to concede defeat on this.
Gee, what about the pickup from Clint Gutherson? Talk about being reliable. Great work, Fogarty. Beats Hodgson, beats Hopgood. Now he lands a beautiful kick. Had it gone 30 centimetres to the left of Gutherson, I think he scores, but it was a brilliant reaction from the fullback. Timoko runs him down, and then just a breakdown in communication. He wanted to find Gutherson. Gutherson pulls out. Penasini unable to pick up the loose ball, and Canberra hold on.
Would you say Fogarty did the right thing? He saw Hodgson rush up. He knew he could get around him.
Yeah.
He did nothing wrong.
No, he just didn't execute the kick.
But,
and at this level, there's only centimetres in it, and Gutherson, one of the greats in terms of saving moments in games for his side defensively.
So Canberra now back to halfway. There's an electricity about this crowd.
Yeah.
It's a great vibe here. Gula. It's a good whack there, Davey and Hodgson. Wolford.
Oh, he's all over it.
Hodgson is up for this like he hasn't been up for a game all year. It's wonderful so far from him. You saw the pressure he put on Fogarty earlier, forcing a kick out on the full. Now he's happy to let that one go, Gutherson. I'll bring it back to the 10.
Yeah, talk about making the battle personal. Hodgson has been all over Wolford every time he's got out of dummy half, and he's been in the vicinity. Josh? There is some real feeling in the middle at the moment. Both these sides. Well, the Raiders fighting to get into the top 8, and Parramatta just trying to salvage their season, trying to get it back on track.
I know they're talking about renovating this ground. Oh, there's dreams of going closer to the set. It's a good ground when it's full, when it's nearly full. It can be intimidating. The Cole helping that as well. There's Madison. 2-2, anything but boring so far. Brown. There's Lane scurrying.
Back here, wait. Hold. Go for it beyond.
Ooh. Line baller there. Paolo. So steady set. And they haven't really got close, have they, Parramatta, with this extra man? As Hopewadi brings it back. Yeah, halfway through the Horsburgh sin bin time. There's Croker now. Working it up.
Oh, here we go. Sean Lane in trouble here, limping and leaving the field.
Geez, he's an 80-minute player too,
Yeah.
so that's going to cause some real changes. You've got Cartwright and McIntyre.
Cartwright's out there.
The replacement options. Hands obviously will come on for Hodgson.
Oh, yeah, this one's low from Barlaw. This is below the knee, and they don't like these ones.
Just stay, Junior, for a second. Just wait here.
It's Joey Tarpany who carries the ball, and he stayed down. Let's hope he's okay. And it's the weight of Barlaw and the contact below the knee that might see Junior in trouble here.
He's going to go and report, and we can lock that in already. Thankfully, a lack of force, but it's still a problem. Oh, yeah, that's an ugly angle.
Jeez, I don't like the look of that. And you know, you're right. There was no real force. He didn't spear him, but he's a big man, Junior. And there's some real weight into the lower leg there. And Brad Arthur, he's watching on with real concern here.
Some at home might be saying we've had some questionable hip drops that have been far less damaging than that, and that have resulted in 10 in the bin. So, looks like penalty and just the report for Barlaw. Gee, that might have Freddie Fritler a little worried there as we get closer to Origin. That just might get Canberra a little more fired up as well.
Jamal, we're on, mate. It's okay. Come on.
We're getting what we expected, aren't we?
Yeah, I just had a feeling coming here that things were gonna spill over a fraction, and they have.
It's okay. You're gonna
Sami Solo about to come onto the field. Tarpany leaving. Let's hope he's okay.
stay here. Hold.
He's filthy there, Joey, with a good reason. All right, so Canberra now. At worst here, they hold on to it. They wipe off some more sin bin time, but they might want a little more. Young.
Interrupt the body. Hold, wait. Milking.
Right, 3.5 minutes.
So maybe 2 sets to defend, maybe. But Sami Solo, the former Knight.
Hey, release. Go 3 markers there.
Fogarty reaching out. Whiten keeping it going. Sevo jamming in to help bring down the fullback, Chris. Emre Gula, the defence yielding meters. Almost to the 10, Emre.
Still going, good run.
Back here.
Comes back to Fogarty. Through the hands. Timokor. Oh, they've done it again. They've done it again. That's a wonderful, wonderful take by Cartwright. The skills of Parramatta with their hands has got him out of a couple of jams tonight.
Move Jamal!
He's doing good, Simonson. He's got his hands full tonight marking Timokor, but he's had the answers so far, and he's carrying the ball as well as I've seen.
Hold! Wait! Go 3.
So Makator.
Hudson Zach out! Hold! Go 4.
Now Madison. Here we go. Brown spotted a little opening,
Oh,
but
the pass.
it was Rapana coming in, making the crucial tackle, but no markers. Cartwright helping himself to some metres now. Is that off Canberra hands?
Look on who?
Well, they want to challenge this, yeah.
Touch judges, yeah, he's called it a Canberra knock-on.
Scrum, double
So Grant Atkins there was just making sure the touch judge was going to sign off on that.
Well, he rolled the dice, Cartwright, didn't he? I don't think he knew that it was the last tackle, and it was just a bit of luck there. Timokor going in for the tackle. His left hand got to the footy, and they'll get a repeat set of 6 here. Starling about to come on now for the Raiders.
Spoken about Canberra. A couple of times bounce of the ball went their way. That certainly was a fortunate one for the Eels, but we've still got this one-man advantage as we still await our first try.
Hold! Right! Basami, keep your feet up. Zach, move!
Madison.
Hold, wait!
And, Wolford, they're staying down, and just, as you can see, just getting up now. And that's got the attention of the referee here.
2. Tackle 2, making this in. Just leave the ball, mate. Just do hold for me.
With an something in the face there.
I think it's when they spin around here. Does he get the
little accidental elbow?
No, it's something in the.
Oh, in the. Where did it get him, Mick?
Well, it's either got him in the ribs or the lunchbox. One or two, Dan. Saturday night. What are we? Yep, we're past 8 o'clock.
Short side.
Where's the elbow of Madison? Let's keep an eye on that.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, into the sternum rib area.
The lunch is intact. So HIA that.
Let's tackle 2.
I haven't heard that description. I was waiting for it. I knew you'd come up with something.
Oh, here we go.
Time on hold.
Here we go.
Hopgood.
Time release. Hold, wait.
3 tackles left. McIntyre. Whitehead holds on. Salor there as well. Try line just in front of them. Madison the decoy. Arthur. Oh, he's had a couple of goes near the try line now. This is a big last play. Big last play with Horsburgh still waiting. The kick for Madison. That's rebounded. That's a try. It's Hopgood. It's a Parramatta 4-pointer. And it's the Eels who crack the Raiders just before Horsburgh returns.
Yeah, great skill from Madison, showing his class, dabbling with a short kick, and it was just on the stroke of Horsburgh about to come back from 10 minutes in the sin bin and just opening the space. Whitehead lunged with the leg, and Seb Chris, who you can see there, came from the other side of the ruck. He almost gets there. They get the ricochet off the post pad, and it's Jermaine Hopgood, who has been outstanding again tonight. One of the buys of the season. And on the eve of Origin selection, really stepping up tonight.
First try in first grade. Jermaine Hopgood following through. Madison finding the post. And it took a while, but we have a try.
Yeah, a bit of luck going the way of the Parramatta side. It was Cartwright that went scheming down that left-hand side, short side on the last, and it was just unlucky for Timokor that his hand got on the footy. Gave them another repeat set of 6, but down to 12 men, they just couldn't hold on any longer. And a bit of luck going the way of Parramatta with the ricochet off the post pad.
So Govison makes it an 8 points to 2 scoreline. Down to you, Jake Duke.
A massive week for Jermaine Hopgood. Had his birthday this week. He turned 23 years old and also celebrated with a contract extension, keeping him at the Eels until at least the end of 2025. He started the season in great form, gets Parramatta's first try here tonight. Unfortunately, bad news as Hopgood scored there. We've been told that Sean Lane is out of this game with a hamstring injury. That's a big blow for the Eels, while Joe Tarpany is still being assessed in the Raiders sheds for that knee issue, so we'll keep you posted on that.
Jeez, thank you, Jake. That's
big blow.
It's big for Parramatta, but then Tarpany, if he can't come back on, that's huge.
Well, the Raiders tonight, South and North Queensland in the next fortnight. Parramatta before a bye, so doesn't get any easier.
Let go now,
No, and Parramatta fans know that South have been a problem team for them, but let's not worry about that yet, because we've got a lot of football to be played here in Canberra. 13 on 13. Here's Penasini. Harassed. That looks encouraging. You would think. Hopgood. There's Madison. He's been good, right, Madison.
Mark square. Nothing late on him, boys.
There's Arthur.
Give 10, boys.
20 on this. Hopawati.
10 metres.
Well handled here as we enter the last 5 minutes of this first half. Back to the Clive Churchill studio. The half-time break. Points are plenty up in Townsville. South Coop rolling on. Lots to assess here. Rapana getting it on. Timokor Oh, Sivo thought he had him and could have got him over the sideline. Rapana. Oh, Simonson. He has been inspired tonight, Bailey Simonson. And Rapana comes away limping. Big Red. Just a steady first run. All careful, almost got loose there.
Bailey.
Simonson might be in some trouble here.
Hip drop, penalty here.
Hip drop penalties. Well, you can see Rapana grimace.
Well, hip drop.
Isn't that a sin bin?
Well, have we had a change? Have we had a change of interpretation here? You can be our hip drop expert, Mick. Some of us have given up.
Well, the fact that he lands on the back of the legs, and the referees have, seen a number of angles that have been enough to tell the referee in his earpiece that it's a hip drop, but yet he doesn't go to the sin bin. Like, how do the fans, the Brisbane fans sitting at home tonight?
Hello to Patrick Carrigan watching on.
Like, it's just, it's madness.
35 metres out. Here's Whiten getting it on to Chris, holding it up. He had Croker waiting on the outside. That's only tackle 3.
Go 3.
He's Young. Great offloader, Young. Whiten with the floater. Hopewadi! Now he's close. He's tangled up. It looks like a try. Gutherson's efforts to no avail. Hopewadi with strength. And the Raiders hit back just before the break.
Well, for over a decade, it's been when Rapana starts to roam around the field and gets offloads that the Raiders play that unorthodox footy, and there he is with Young just scheming through the middle of the field, and Whiten a beautiful pass, great vision. Does he get it down? Great body check there. Great effort from Clint Gutherson to save the try. Nice offload from Young. There's Whiten over the top. Beautiful ball. And he accelerates. He absorbs the collision. Does he get it down? Look at this left hand.
Yes.
Yes, he does. Beautiful. Great work and great reward for Albert Hopewadi.
Gutherson threw the kitchen sink at him. And again, the decision of Stewart to go with the big body on that wing paying off.
Well, that's right, Dan. I mean, Savage goes into touch there. He rolled the dice this week, Ricky. The fans love Xavier Savage, and he's got a wonderful career ahead of him. But at times last week, in his first game back, he was driven back regularly. And Hopewadi, well, his strength and his physicality tonight has been dominant.
Dare I say, he's got bigger. And he's starting, his body shape is starting to look like...
There were times, Dan, when he played schoolboy rugby and rugby league where he was untackleable at times. He was always so strong and was just been crucified by some ACL injuries at critical points of his development, and he's blossoming. Great strike here from Jared Croker.
It's 8 points all.
And what a great ball it was from Jack White, and that's his 4th try assist in 4 games. He lobs it over the top here. Finds Albert Hopewadi, who actually missed last week's game at Magic Round to attend his sister's wedding. But Ricky Stewart, as you see him talking to him there, he didn't think it was fair for Albert to have to work his way back through reserve grade the way he's been playing so far for the Raiders. So he promised him he would be back into this side. As we see Joe Tarpanay sitting there on the bench, the good news is he has only hyperextended his knee. They had him on the bike warming up. They do think he will be right to continue in this game.
Well, thank goodness. Thank you, Jake. The unfortunate news with Parramatta, Sean Lane out of the game. Salo carrying it up. It feels right, doesn't it, that we're all locked up. It has been tight and tough. And this, from a neutral's perspective, is the right scoreline. Horsburgh has been, well, subdued since coming back. Gula here.
Yeah, don't go off too early, Dan. It doesn't take much.
This, Sebastian Chris. Well, he's been about a 70-minute player this year, so he may well just stay on for the rest of the game now.
I was about to say that. The fact that he spent 10 minutes in the sin bin saved Ricky Stewart an interchange. Now, I know they conceded a try later, but it might save them later in the game.
Here's Gutherson. Now, could they get close enough for some long-range shot here?
Hold, wait. Go one, they got their markers.
Oh, there's some heat there. That's Gula right to the ribs of Dunster. Probably 2 plays left now. Penasini. Well, Gutherson kicked a field goal against Canberra. Broke their hearts a few years ago, but he's not going to have a crack here from this distance. Hodgson is just going to accept the tackle. 8 points all as we, yes, have some of that. Dunster stood up to it. But this is perfectly poised. At Canberra Stadium, it's tight, it's tough. It's rip and tear. It's 8 points all, the Raiders and the Eels. So Jamal Fogarty gets us underway. Big second half on Super Saturday. Raiders looking for 5 in a row. Parramatta, they need to get wins on the board. And they start with McIntyre. So Parramatta with the first try, but quickly followed up. Albert Hopewadi responding to the Jermaine Hopgood 4-pointer, both late in the first period. Madison. See, quite dewy with Hopgood now. Boy, he's busy, this man. That's his 9th run, 22 tackles, got the try as well. Now, Cartwright.
Starling underneath.
So the theme early on both sides are making easy meters. That wasn't easy there for Parramatta to start this second half. Hopewadi. Here's a penalty, offside Parramatta. What a gift.
Yeah, really good defensive set from the Canberra side and a shallow kick from Jacob Arthur. And this is where, go back to games down here at GIO Stadium where Parramatta have been able to win, and it's been on the back of that long rifling kick from Mitch Moses that often has just trapped the Raiders back 3 well inside their 20-metre zone.
That's the thing, no Mitch Moses. They manufactured a try off a Madison kick. Arthur has been taking the line on at close range. That's a good run from Selwyn. 30-metre line just ahead of him. Horsburgh, early ball. Fogarty, Whiten. Chris holding it out. Mackett comes here for Young. Happy just to tuck it under the arm and make it at the 10. Madison in no hurry to get off. Fogarty back inside Horsburgh. Wouldn't he love this? Oh, close.
Madison got him.
Madison peels off. No drama. Starling nurses it. Young has scored again. It's Hudson Young. No forward in the game scores tries like Hudson Young. Raiders in front.
Yeah, nice work from Starling out of dummy half, and in these conditions, it's the perfect finish. Fullbacks these days putting themselves into the defensive line, and it was a beautifully weighted kick, come on the back of a great play the ball from Corey Horsburgh, who went so close, and then Starling just getting it in behind McIntyre and Davey, and Hudson Young, what a season he's starting to put together for the Raiders. Boy, he must have gone close to that World Cup squad last year. Had a breakout season for the Raiders. And on the left edge, again this year, he finds another try, Hudson Young. And, well, he too is edging closer and closer to an Origin debut. The type of player, Dan, that I think once given an opportunity would spend a long, long time at the representative level.
Glenn Lazarus, the great Raider, was talking in glowing terms in the Canberra Times this week, said it. What many have said, he's made for State of Origin the way he plays footy, but when one of the greats in Glenn Lazarus, maybe New South Wales' greatest ever prop, says Hudson Young is made for Origin, should make one Sit up and take notice. Lovely kick from Starling, his 4th try assist of the year. So Croker.
Yeah, they need to keep going up in 6s.
This will be their biggest lead of the night. They led 2-0 early, but now they've got back-to-back tries. And it's Canberra 14, Parramatta 8. Down to you on the sideline, Jake Duke.
Hudson Young in great try-scoring form. That's 3 tries in 4 games, and a great kick by Tom Starling, as you mentioned, Dan. And it's going to be important for a match for Tom Starling because over the halftime break, Zach Wolford was actually ruled out HIA for the rest of this game. So Starling will be in that number 9 role. And Ricky Stewart, we just saw him on camera, and then really liked his side's toughness in the first half. Just wants similar grit in the second half. Will be very happy with how they've started here. While Eels coach Brad Arthur, he won't be happy. He wanted him to stay in the arm wrestle, keep up that intensity. Their job just got a little bit harder.
Thank you, Jake. So 16 on 16. Wolford gone. Sean Lane out of the contest as well. Young, 5th try of the year. You throw in the 14 he scored last year. He just knows how to get over. Emre Gula.
He's been good off the bench, Gula.
He played a grand final back in 2019. He's been part of this Raiders first grade squad for a long, long time. Horsburgh.
Interesting to see what Brad Arthur does with Josh Hodgson. Hasn't been an attacking spark yet at dummy half, but his defensive work, I mean, he's up to 28, and I think it's the best I've seen him move.
Now, that's a wild one. Could work out okay as Whitehead shovels it on. Timoko, beautiful footwork, getting past Cartwright. Now cutting straight through Madison. Still going Timoko. Whoa, what a run. Raiders now, they've got him backpedaling, but this is the last. Comes back in for Whitehead. Old Fogarty might not have known.
6 more.
But what a result.
Yeah, a bit of luck going their way there. Ricocheted off Hodgson.
Starling for Horsburgh. Horsburgh's going to rip in. Straight into Hopgood. Gutherson takes a 3rd to put Horsburgh down once and for all. Big moment of the game, this. Back inside. Gula again. McIntyre making sure there's no chance of an offload. Out it goes for Whiten. Keeps it going. They want 6 more tackles, but no hand on the ball, according to Grant Atkins. Whiten. A little extravagant that pass as Salor is wrapped up with 1 tackle left. Fogarty again along the ground, the wet surface. No one for Parramatta's there. Sebastian Chris scores, and the grubber does it again. 2 tries in 6 minutes. Raiders, awesome start to the second half.
Well, where was Clint Gutherson? Jamal Fogarty seemed to have an age to pick where he wanted to land the grubber. And in the end, he just kicked straight, and it was Sebastian Chris who accelerated through. This was the run from Timoko downfield. Beat 5 or 6 would-be Parramatta defenders. Some pretty feeble defence there from the Eels. And on the back of it, it's Fogarty who looks, takes his time. And it was Gutherson that was caught out of position, and Sebastian Chris came flying out of nowhere, sitting on the inside of Jamal Fogarty. There you see Gutherson and the Raiders. Well, a try just before half-time, and now back-to-back tries just after half-time. And the Raiders right on top here on Old Boys Day.
Well, if Fogarty took the wrong option the previous set, it got a little lucky. He was so right with that one.
Well, it was an attacking set that never found any great rhythm, did it? I mean, they went side to side without any real intent or purpose. And on the final play, Fogarty just seemed to see, well, Gutherson's miles over there. I'm just going to kick straight.
All set up by Timoko, who seems to come up with one of those runs every game these days.
Yeah, he's been awesome.
He's a powerhouse.
Powerhouse.
23 years of age and getting better by the week. Croker makes it Canberra 20, Parramatta 8.
the kicking game of Jamal Fogarty has been really strong for Canberra in the last couple of weeks. He set up 2 tries with kicks in their win over the Bulldogs at Magic Round. Comes up with a clever little grubber there who finds Sebastian Chris, who is really right home at this fullback jersey, isn't he? 3 tries this year, averaging 173 metres, puts him in the top 5 metre gainers in the competition. So he's making a strong case to stay in that #1 jersey as the Canberra Raiders extend their lead.
Yeah, and the thing with Fogarty, remember their season turned around last year once he got, I think it was a broken leg. He came back middle of the season. That's a good kickoff. Their record with him in the side is fantastic. It's around 65, 68%. There's a lovely little grubber there. So Hopewadi, well, it's there for, the task is there for Parramatta. How quickly this has got away.
There you go, back to a number of minutes ago. All level at half-time, and Parramatta with their first set with the footy. It was a shallow kick from Jacob Arthur, and all the chasers were offside from that moment. They just haven't had the footy at all, the Parramatta side, and 2 tries to the Raiders.
Here's White. Had a 40-20 in the first half, that one down the middle. Seems these teams have worked out the referee giving a little latitude, and only has provided 1 set restart. Parramatta getting that one in the first half. Micah Sevo, he's on a try-scoring tear, but
only his 4th run, Dick.
Yeah, I was about to say, we haven't seen much of him tonight.
I think he's been really quiet. I mean, I know 13 tries, you look at his stats, you go, gee, he's having a great season. I don't think he's carrying the ball with anywhere near the venom out of the backfield that Parramatta need him to.
4 runs, 30 metres. Hodgson. Hobgood charging. That's a pretty good set here for the Eels.
He's been outstanding.
Even better with that offload until Gutherson puts it down. They're a little overexcited. It's a shame for Hobgood because he did very well to get that away.
Yeah, it was there to be taken, wasn't it? He's not happy with himself, Hopgood. And another error now for the Parramatta side. And 6 missed tackles so far from the Canberra side tonight.
So that was when it was 8-2 to the Eels.
Yeah.
Horsburgh had just come back on. It's been all Raiders since.
Same place in Sunday night. Top out. Clock off. Clock off. Boys, come on, get out.
Oh, Madison and Sarlaw.
Look at Rapiner just in the ear of Green Atkins.
Horsburgh looked disappointed he was in the middle of the scrum, not head-to-head with Madison.
Make a move! Here's 10, hold. Wait. Go 1 now.
Oh, hold on.
Hang on,
Jamal Fogarty,
Is
yeah.
that a dislocated finger? He's being treated now. Oh, for the faint of heart.
Yep, there we go.
Tough one, Fogarty. Popped straight back in.
They're tough, these players, aren't they?
That's going to hurt tomorrow. Sarlaw for Fogarty. For Whitehead. Oh, and again, Simonson. He's been on a mission tonight. He buries Rapiner.
He's been aggressive, hasn't he?
Gula gets the arm free this time, but locked up quickly. Hodgson there wrapping it up, knowing what his former teammate capable of. So plenty of height on this. Won't be easy for Micah. Oh, now that's a legal contest. Oh, he's done well, Micah Sevo.
Gee, I get excited when I see that. When I see an attacking kick go up as Rapiner just launches here into Simonson. And we see a genuine contest. Sebastian Chris, How good's that? How good is that? So often we just see the defence allow them to catch the ball, and that rattled Sevo.
It sure has. Parramatta in a bit of quicksand here. This might help Dunster. That wrapped up quickly. They need a momentum shifter here, a penalty, a set restart. That's a good run there on the 5th. It was Hopgood again, wasn't it? That's boy, oh boy, he's been wonderful this year. Rapiner.
Yeah, Dylan Brown last week in Magic Round was electric. A couple of try assists and carried the ball for over 200 metres. He was enormous for the Parramatta side tonight. Only 4 runs so far from the majestical 5'8". 20-8 down without their star halfback. It's time Dylan Brown put the foot on the accelerator for the away team and really started to ignite their attack.
So Canberra back in Parramatta territory. Yet another run from Gula. That's his 8th in a fairly short space of time. There's the kick placed here by Fogarty.
Great kick.
It mightn't have made the in-goal area, but it gave Gutherson nowhere to go.
Gee, didn't like that, the fans, did they? Oh,
Sivo does not look 100%, does he? Just laboured into that. This is tackle 3. Hodgson comes off, so Brendan Hands into the game. Parramatta, oh, what a shot there, but has it come off
6 again.
the hands of Croker? Yes, it has. Now Penasini. Penasini's away. Penasini brushes by Starling. Hopewadi with the chase. Now the kick. It's away from Brown. Brown steadies, takes it. Brilliant stuff. Still going. This is tackle 1. And now he'll just take the tackle. That's the turnaround they were craving. Can they take advantage? It is Cartwright. On it goes. Simonson's in. They're back, the Eels. Simonson gets over. And one play changes everything.
Yeah, Parramatta through the former Raider. Bailey Simonson, he's gone over and it's an important one. That was Croker who jammed in on Gutherson. The ball came spewing out nice and high. Penasini, boy, what a job Will Penasini did. Shrugged off a number of defenders, kicked back infield for Brown. And then down the short side, it's Bryce Cartwright who holds the pass up beautifully for Simonson. Timoko dragging himself out of the line, going for the intercept. And Bailey Simonson, nice work there from Hands. Well, he just goes into the space. He can't believe it, Simonson. He just falls over. And the former Raider gets the Eels right back into this contest with 25.5 minutes remaining. A long time to go here.
Remember, they were going nowhere in that set. Then the big shot from Croker, but it's Penasini finding a way through. They do not like Clint Gutherson in the capital. They prefer a mullet to a man bun here.
My word, they do.
And they're going to love this.
Oh,
there we go.
Yeah, my word, they like a mullet.
Yes.
There's no mullet there.
No, we might have been back in the day.
A bit of luck going the way of Parramatta tonight for their tries. A ricochet off the Madison grubber off the post for the first try, and then the collision there from Croker was a beauty, wasn't it? But anyway, Parramatta in it now.
Get your Origin tickets nice and quickly. Game 1 of the men's series, Adelaide, May 31. The women's starts the night after, June 1 in Sydney. 2-game series with the women. 3-game, of course, for the men. NRL.com/tickets. Playing in Townsville and Combank, so don't leave it to the last minute to get your tickets for those women's games. Because I know there's been a lot of demand for them as now Andrew Davey carries it upfield. Renewed energy about Parramatta.
Yeah, and they've had a real habit, haven't they, the Raiders, of allowing the opposition back into the game. Particularly the last fortnight.
Their record in the second halves, I think they're minus 52 coming into this game, for and against, plus 15 in the first halves. They've found ways to hold on in the last month, but they might have to go the distance yet again.
Yeah, Brown's warming. Dylan Brown's really starting to warm.
Nothing late on him.
And evades the rushing Timoko. Chris, his hands have been tremendous in the last few weeks. Had some nervy moments early in the season at fullback, but has been pretty steady. Oh, there's Barlaw on Albert Hopewadi, but then no markers. Things are just heating up a little here. Oh, and now Croker. bit of venom about most of these tackles at the moment from both sides. Horsburgh. Three of them there. Stop him.
Let go! Wait, hold. Wait, go, don't interfere, Josh. Inside, give 10.
Tries to kick the belly there. Nice catch, Gutherson. 23 to go. Here he goes. Mike Asiva. Got past Rapana. The big diesel just winds up. Taken around the ankles, but look where Parramatta start. Fogarty with a tidy tackle there. A settler for Hopgood. Ripped out. Hudson Young does it. Massive play.
Huge play. Papali'i now carrying for the Raiders, and this was the moment.
His fourth steal of the year.
Gee, all the momentum on the back of the Sivo carry was with the Eels, looking for back-to-back tries, and Hudson Young, a huge momentum swing.
Stand together!
They've been so good at Canberra for so long, the one-on-one. Papali'i.
Oh, let go! Back here. Go for
Horsburgh, Whiten, Young, finding Chris. What a second half Hudson Young is putting together. Last tackle.
Nothing late.
Ooh, short side. Whiten, the grubber again. Young wanted it. Madison comes up with it. That saves their bacon.
Get out!
It's the third time tonight, isn't it, where they've gone for a grubber, and Parramatta have come up with a miraculous stop. That time it was the footed Madison, just spun it straight back up into his hands.
Go to Jack's okay.
A lot of football left here, 22 minutes.
It's been good. The whistle's away. It's just set for set.
It took
been
an
awesome.
eternity to get a try, remember. Now both sides are threatening with regularity. Simonson had to hurry it. Rapana comes up with it. He's got it. He was held out of it there, but it doesn't matter. Timoko ripped out by Gutherson. High shot.
It's a high tackle. It's a high tackle. No, I don't know who it was, but there's a high tackle.
30 metres out, 15 in from touch.
There's the flick pass off the chest of Brown, then off the head of Rapana.
Yeah. The captain's challenge. High tackle penalty.
Looked like Timoko was falling, and it was Barlow that was lining him up too. He set himself. And
is that it?
I think Gutherson makes high contact with Matt Timoko. The challenge is unsuccessful.
Yeah. You're not going to win that one.
Does he though? Boy, there's been some soft calls tonight with some of the high contact.
Now, not much value going from 8 to 10, you wouldn't imagine. Although, what's Ricky pointing here? Ricky says, let's
just score one. Just get another one. Just to score.
Let's go. Well, he pointed towards the post, but he was also pointing towards the try line.
Gee, it's been a great battle through the middle, hasn't it?
Boy, go. Horsburgh catching and passing again. Papali'i well dealt with. Now it comes to Fogarty. Whiten on the other side. Loose ball for Timoko. But no matter what, Timoko always a chance to do something. Not this time. Horsburgh again electing to pass. Young.
Square, short of the line.
Conservative so far. 2 tackles left. Starling for Horsburgh. Oh, then he's cops one from Woodamoo Greg. Quick play the ball. Fogarty aiming towards Sivo. Rapana. Volleyballed away. Drop out. Bunker will have a look.
He's in good position, Rapana. It was another great kick from Fogarty. Got on the inside of Sivo. And Gutherson just taking no chances, swiping the ball over the dead ball line.
And
there's been a touch, has there?
They're coming out to the 20. Did look like there was 2 touches there. The question would have been, did Rapana knock it forward? The bunker says yes.
A bit of luck now going for Parramatta.
Woodamoo Greg winds up. Very solid first stint, Greg. Line baller there from Cartwright. Opener cutting down Simonson. Real energy about this contest, and that's been the way it's been from kickoff. Canberra winning the territorial battle. Quick hands, Arthur.
Gee, that was brutal from White and crikeys.
And that was not the plan. And now we get some more pushing and shoving. Horsburgh's in there.
Well,
he's just
Jack
on the side this time.
He's creased Jacob Arthur. Like fair dinkum cut him in half. And then just the slippery conditions, the dews really set in here at GIO, and then Starling just... Well, in fact, it was Hudson Young also that just give him a little fling. And again, tempers flare. There's Horsburgh. Here it is. Look at this. Just whack right in the ribs, the right shoulder from White. And he does it. He does it so well.
And that's not too late, obviously. That's just a good shot.
Great shot.
Yeah. Can never be sure. So Canberra now, great place to start a set here, but numbers there on Timoko.
137 metres already in 6 tackle bus. Timoko.
That we're getting similar to what he produced last week against Canterbury. There's Fogarty for Horsburgh. Now to White and on the run. Here's Croker. The fence slides across. White and down the short side. Not falling for it, Arthur. 2 tackles left as Young. He'll want to offload.
Yeah, good to go.
Hopewadi into Brown. Brown stands up. That's a strong tackle. Last. They go to the air. This time towards the Dunster side. Bodies collide. Penalty Canberra. Escort.
He's such a target, Jack White, and Fogarty recognises it, and he... Well, geez, that's a tough penalty. I mean, no one's done anything wrong there. Well, that's an ordinary
saying
penalty.
that Arthur has gone...
Jake Arthur just turns his back.
Oh, yeah, that's a big one. That's a big call.
Gee, that's ridiculous.
It's another penalty for the Raiders.
He's such a threat, Jack Whiten, on the end of those kicks. How many times have we seen him come down with those at important moments?
Well, they're sure they're going to go for... Are they going to go for goal? Yeah, they are. Croker is about to set this up. So, I suppose Gutherson's not the most accurate kicker. So perhaps the 10-point lead has real value as opposed to an 8-point lead. But a bit of respect for Parramatta. Remember, they took the tap only a couple of minutes ago in similar circumstances.
Well, without Mitch Moses, it just puts pressure on Clint Gutherson, doesn't it? If he can land this Croker, then all of a sudden the pressure then goes on to Clint Gutherson to be able to be perfect off the boot.
Well, Parramatta have been doing all the defending the last few minutes, so they get a breather.
Oh, there's a long way to go. I think there's a lot of footy to be played in this next 15
minutes. Feels like
minutes.
it doesn't. He's got it. 22 points to 12. So Ricky Stewart, his side, looking for a 5th consecutive win. We've seen this big crowd turn out on this pleasant Saturday night, and a big 15 minutes for Parramatta and how their season shapes up, risking going 4-7. But they've had some momentous wins down here over the years. Last year, we had a fabulous attacking game where they won, but a few years ago they made a big statement. They thrashed the high-flying Raiders also on a Saturday night. And they've got enough time here, Parramatta. So Horsburgh captured. Tarpanen recovered from that leg injury. Fogarty from inside the 40. He's got out. What a kick!
He got it.
That is perfect. That is too good. That is Jamal Fogarty at his best. There is not a fullback in the game that could have cut that off.
Yeah, nothing that Clint Gutherson could have done there, and in these conditions, low and skidding, landed it perfectly, 20 centimetres before the 20-metre line. That skids straight over. Here we go.
They've got the Eels on the ropes. Can they land a knockout blow?
Square, Brendan.
Papali'i straightening.
Junior off the body. 1 foot hold.
They've done so much defending the Eels. Tarpane holds it.
Leave the ball. Hold.
Crash play. Young. He's over.
Look on.
He's lost it. Parramatta still in it. Oh, Gutherson took a tumble there.
Checking it.
They're going to look at this to make sure Young didn't get it down.
Case got no try.
Might as well have a quick look. But that was an instant call.
Whether it's lost or whether it's taken in the act of scoring.
Love this play. He does it well, Starling with Hudson Young. They're starting to develop a really nice combination now. He's tough to stop from there. He spins out of the tackle of Davey. Yeah, the ball comes free. There's no
Hudson
doubt.
Young loses possession of the ball over the goal line. We have a decision.
You can't say that's strict. That's a clear knock on. So that should be a 20-metre tap, and it is. So an extra tackle for Parramatta as well.
They're holding tough on their goal line in the second half, Parramatta. There's been huge chunks of possession down on their try line, and they've been really brave.
Some good strength.
Release! Hold!
Sevo. Followed up by Greg.
Out together! Hold! Wait! 6 again, hand on ball.
There's just the second set restart of the night. He's been patient both ways, Grant Atkins. Arthur. The pass for Davey.
Hold! Wait!
Well, is now the time for Jake Arthur. As it comes now to Gutherson.
Jamal! Wait, come on. Go 3.
Bala. Close enough if good enough here, the Eels. 2 tackles left.
Together! Square line, hold!
They've hardly had it down this end the second half. Brown on the run. Beautiful floating pass. And it takes forever to get to Sevo. But he gets there. What a tackle! Sebastian Chris!
I think he gets it down.
I think he does too. It is a game effort, but it's the strength of Sevo. Hang on. So Elliot Whitehead barking instructions. The bunker will obviously look at everything here, but Micah Sevo makes it a 6-point game.
Oh.
Well, that's gone back.
Touch there.
Well, it's gone back, hasn't it, Vic?
A little touch there from Simonson. Sevo did great. It was tremendous effort from Sebastian Chris to try and hold up a rampaging Mike Sevo.
That's great footy. Nothing Sebastian Chris did wrong there. Well, it's off his hands, but it's clearly gone backwards, hasn't it? Sevo did well to stay in too.
Yeah, you thought for a moment he was going to hold him up, and then he gets the ball
that's
down.
A great put down. 22-16 as we just wait for this to be confirmed.
Yeah, and great to see Dylan Brown getting his hands on the ball at first receiver.
This will be try number 14. Now, there it is. Sevo, it seems appropriate if he gets another. He would join Semi Radradra in exactly the same amount of games, 94 games. But Micah announces himself in this contest. Clint Gutherson, he slammed the post not all that long ago. 10 minutes, 47 seconds in this game left.
Home crowd, they've been into Gutherson all night. Oh, that's a beauty.
It's a great looking kick. It's a goal. It's 22-18. And the Eels stay in touch.
Yeah, just a fraction late on the jam there, the Raiders. And it was a great ball over the top from Dylan Brown. Great work there from Simonson. And over the last 10 minutes, this man, Mike Nasibo, has really started to pick up his physicality and his energy. And from that close to the line, boy, he's hard to stop. And what a timely try for the Eels.
He already has more tries this year than last year, 14. I'd love one more, though. One more tonight. Hard to imagine, but this crowd has gone up another gear. It is a great atmosphere. Great atmosphere on this Saturday night. They're getting value for money. Andrew Davey trying to lift their Raiders, this crowd. Woodaboo Greg.
He's been good, hasn't he?
He's been a powerhouse. Hopgood. Only Eel forward over 100 metres. Brown straightening. Cartwright over halfway. Tidy set. Arthur goes deep. Hopawati just over the 10. We should see some intensity from the visitors here to try and jolt this free.
Yeah, compress their defensive lineup, looking to get physical here with the outside backs of the Raiders. The Raiders need to hold their nerve here. They need to get physical as well, carrying the ball. Rapina's in there now. But the momentum all of a sudden now with Parramatta.
Timoko. This is tight. This is tense. This is Super Saturday at its best.
Great carry.
What a charge. Joey Tarpanet.
Nothing late.
Finish that set well, the Raiders. Gutherson. Oh, great chase from
kick and
Fogarty.
chase there from Fogarty, trying to inspire his team. Beautiful work from the halfback.
Sevo getting more involved as this game goes on. Now Papali'i. And all the blame put on the man with the ball, Sevo, for that slow play of the ball. Dunster followed up now. Madison straight and hard. Here's Arthur. The cutout. Penasini is threatened tonight. He got away from Croker. Now the pass back on the inside for Dunster. White with a huge tackle. Forces it free.
He's come up with some wonderful tackles in this second half, Jack Whiten. Great work from Penasini on the outside of Croker. Gets on the outside of Hopawati. Great ball round the corner, and there's Whiten.
Well, you would have to say Whiten's big contributions tonight have been in defence.
Yeah, they have been. They certainly have been.
Fogarty has been the puppet master.
Look at that, 6 line breaks to 2. 6 line breaks. And it's been the scramble defence of the Raiders that's been a real feature tonight.
But Penasini is troubling them. Remember, it was his run that got them the length of the field a little earlier. We're just starting to see a bit of fatigue here. There's the young man. Canberra all bunched up here. Hopawati, he's got strength. That's a great run.
Yeah, Timoko and Hopawati have been superb tonight out of the backfield.
Joey Tarpanet. Oh, was that high? Yes, it was. Cartwright loose.
Yeah, just watch the late footwork here from Tarpany. There it is. And it's just enough to unsettle the tackle technique there of Bryce Cartwright. He knew it, Cartwright. And just when you thought it was going to be a Raiders error, it's just another relatively soft penalty. I mean, it's high contact, but not a lot in it. 10 penalties now to 3. The home side dominating in that area, and a real opportunity now to camp themselves in Parramatta's half.
Well, this crowd at the southern end has seen pretty much all the action since half-time. Another chance for Canberra to all but finish the Eels off.
Royston! Oh, wait.
Another good run from Gula.
Yeah.
Fogarty to Tarpany, the quick hands. Whiten getting it on. Croker. Penasini, ball and all.
Stand up, stand up. Go 3.
Young.
In off the shoulder.
Enormous second half from him.
Go 4.
Starling took a little peek down the short side, popping it back in now for Papali'i.
Forward we go! Home. Go.
Fogarty to the air this time, towards Sebo and Rapana, batting it back.
Nice.
Sensational! Timoko scores the try. Ricky shows his delight, and it looks like it's the Raiders' night.
Yeah, it's been quite the battle. The experience of Jordan Rapana up against Sebo, and Fogarty again gets the kick pinpoint, and it becomes a one-on-one battle, and he times it perfectly. Rapana comes off the palm of his hands, and a little bit of luck going the way of the Raiders. Timoko,
what a catch.
boy, what a night he's had. Matt Timoko, almost 200 metres again carrying the footy, and he picks up what's a very, very important try in terms of the Raiders' season. Could it be 6 straight wins?
Well, the Raiders, look at the joy. They were languishing. They were embarrassed at this ground by Penrith. They conceded 40 in a half.
Yes.
There were questions about the future of the club. They have now surely locked in another victory. They haven't lost since that miserable Friday night. It started in Brisbane. They knocked off an undefeated Broncos side. They then beat the Dragons. Not a great game, but they found a way to win. Off the bye, squeaked home over the Dolphins.
Yes.
And then last week they held off Canterbury. This would be their best win since that Broncos performance.
Yeah, not 6 straight wins, I apologise. Five wins, but over 6 weeks. Unbeaten since round 5, you're right, Dan. It's been an incredible run for the Canberra side.
Croker doesn't, hits the post. Now that penalty goal that took him from 8 to 10 is quite handy. And Ricky Stewart, there's a combination. We ask often when coaches are frustrated or angry why they do it. Surely it's moments like this, the joy that this provides.
Isn't he, Jordan Rapana? And that combination with Timoko. Now, listening to Ricky Stewart talk about having to, roll with the punches for a year or two when he blooded a couple of young guys into his side, and Timoko really starting to find his home now. Some experience under his belt and some belief that he could dominate at this level, and boy is he dominating.
So desperate stuff now. They've got it back here, Parramatta. Well, they score quickly, still in it.
Hold, go 1.
Brown, Hopgood. Teams are so good, aren't they, now at the short restarts and the dropouts. Hands waiting at dummy half. Paulo harassed, lost it. And more celebrations for the Raiders.
Well, they're out competing them. They're out enthusing them. And their experienced man, Junior Barlaw, under assault there from Gula and Young, who has been like a blue kelpie. He has been everywhere tonight.
Can we have a half?
And putting together a mighty fine second half, Hudson Young.
15 seconds.
And Parramatta now, Dan. 3 minutes to go. They're not out of it, but
let's go. 10 seconds.
Down in 14th position currently.
Look at the Raiders, 2 points off the top of the table. 2 points. Doesn't matter if they're falling against this shotty. They keep winning. They're going to keep rising. Parramatta slip further away. And they've got a South Sydney side. They haven't handled South for a long, long time.
No.
That's their bogey team. Then the Cowboys before Origin. Then a bye. But Parramatta, there's some soul searching needed. They're about to drop to 4 and 7.
Hold! Release! Hold! Go for.
He's been awesome. Tarpany and Papali'i. They all have. Gula, Young.
Nothing late on him.
And yet again, Old Boys Day strikes.
Yeah.
So we must get the Fox Sports lab to take down the stats of teams on Old Boys Day.
Well, Penrith the other night on the fact of the 2003 reunion. Boy, didn't they put the foot down.
We saw Johnny Lomax was in fine form on the sideline. David Wesley, remember that try he scored against Canterbury in one of the all-time great finals matches. Plenty of players having a good time tonight. Now Parramatta with a bit of razzle-dazzle. Dylan Brown.
Jamal, get off! Hold, wait!
Desperate stuff now. Gutherson's kick, that might not be bad. Hopewadi out of position. Penasini puts plenty on this. He had a kick earlier which was on song.
Oh, look at this.
And King Gutho not happy.
Yeah, no, furious. The captain. It was a nicely weighted kick and smart vision from Clint Gutherson, who's tried his guts out tonight, hasn't he? And Penasini just unable, much to the captain's disgust, but not to the home coach who's riding every moment on the sideline. Yeah, well deserved, Ricky. It's been quite the turnaround, and when Jack Whiten announced that he was going to South Sydney, you just had fears that their season may fall apart, and boy, haven't they responded. This bloke's been phenomenal in the second half.
His second
Phenomenal.
He's now got over 170 metres, and his first stint was fine, but they've got Manly next week here, Sunday afternoon. That could be an enormous crowd. Why wouldn't the Canberra public want to see this team? They have guts. They have skill. And they have a bit of brutality about them. Things are just bubbling. Oh! What a shot! Whiten again. He has been an assassin. And now Gutherson. And I think they're going to let him know about it. Josh Papali'i with some words of wisdom.
Oh, big pupper over the top too. They're two blokes you don't want to get hit by.
Oh. They have at times rattled the Eels with their physicality, haven't they?
They have. Yeah, they've belted them, to be honest.
They stand and applaud the Canberra Raiders. They continue to rise. 5 straight wins. And they are excited here in the capital. Full-time score, Canberra 26, Parramatta 18.